Yeah, I want to talk about narcissism, and really, it's the censorship. It's made the world so polluted because it's been going on for thousands of years. But it's the perverts who want to dedicate policy, and like what causes narcissism, and it's not a mystery. The ecclesiastic perversion. So like the Kierkegaards in our ecclesiastic powers, or Jacob Franks, okay, in our ecclesiastic mysticism. These are the perverts. And you look at someone like Bertrand Russell in Harvard, ethical. Is this an ethical guy? So you understand, on the internet you can see all the Democrats are considering Bertrand Russell to be a moral guy. That's like saying the Catholic Machiavelli is a moral guy. Okay? And if you look at like Thomas Aquinas or Kierkegaard, they're not like Peter or Paul, representatives of Christ. They're representatives of a church organization for cowards, for people worshiping the beast. These are our spokesmen for Christianity. So that today's Christianity is so far removed from what the Bible teaches. The Talmudists are in the Bible as being what pure evil is. This is pure evil in the Bible. But this is like, no, that's not true. And if you say that, all of these evil people are against you, okay? And I've lived it. I can give so many anecdotes of the Bible tells you if you take the path of truth, goodbye everything else. The whole world, people are gonna be against you, and that's not a pity party. It's just a reality. But the point I want to make is that the vulgar behaviors of my associates who have been so vile towards me. It's because underhandedness is considered a virtue to these people. They think you're being narcissistic if you think virtues actually mean anything. I remember I told it this is a long time ago. It was like 20 years. I said, I think it's been like 10 years. I haven't even told the slightest white lie. And, it's really naive of me, but to feel like, that's pretty cool. That's like a good long time. And it wasn't me merely saying that. I know, when I was 10 years old, I lied, whenever, probably all the time. Did you eat that cookie? No, I did. I don't really remember that far, but I remember there was a time I was like, wow, it's been like 10 years. I didn't even tell one lie. I was honest to honest. Even it got me in trouble all the time. I'm like, and this person I knew was like, that doesn't mean anything, as if truth doesn't mean anything. See, that was something like, it took me aback. I didn't really know this guy. I didn't see him too often. I see him like a couple times every year. I knew him in high school, and then I was, distantly traveled, and, I'd see him just a couple times a year or something. And he oh, that doesn't mean anything. And I didn't really get where he's coming from, but he was actually a Marxist. He became academic pervert. So he thinks like Kierkegaard and Nietzsche and Marx are only brilliant, David Hume and all. It's just the academic, solipsism that has you can see it. It's very real. You can't have conversations with these people. They're just narcissists. This is my point. Those are narcissists, but. And it's a large group. This is a huge group, and they're pointing at everybody else. Anybody who's not part of this large group of evil, selfish, and that's the New Age. The New Age is like, yes, everyone's now tuned in, and you can listen to these people on their little videos and little platforms saying, yeah, we're there. They're just looking to turn the United States into a Marxist society. That's what Jacob Frank wants. That's what Bertrand Russell wants. If you look at what Bertrand Russell was saying 100 years ago, yeah, he wanted pornography, drugs, and the weak to be crushed and the psychopath to be in power. Because now the psychopath's in power, there's no more evil. They're psychopaths. There's no evil to the psychopath. And believe that psychopath really does feel anybody who's not psychopathic, that's kind of evil to them. And I talk to these people all the time, they don't define what evil is. Because at the bottom, at the end of the day, it's real simple for them. It's just whatever is against their ego is evil. And they don't want to admit that that's the only thing, but they want to mystify it. They won't tell you. They go, no, evil definitely exists, but it's a very complicated puzzle. No, it's not a complicated puzzle. There's three attributes. I've said this for a long time. Pride, deceit, and ignorance. That's three things that create evil. And you see it because I'll tell you, these Marxists are everywhere. Here's the thing, all these Marxists, there's billions of them. They think that they're like the one in a billion people. As if there's only 2 Marxists running around the earth. No, there's a lot more than just two Marxists running around. They do. They think that I'm the anointed, holy one. Anointed holy ones is like Jesus. Anointed. They think no. I'm Jesus because I'm a Marxist psychopath. I've the true message of Christ, not Peter or Paul. Those were deceivers, and they were no. Peter and Paul were not deceivers, and it's really. Those people don't want to discuss anything in the Bible because the Bible will just show them like they're full of nonsense. But that's where we're living in, where it's only that nonsense. The whole church is that way. The whole entire church is that way. You're not hardly ever going to find any Christians who are actually going to be biblically astute. They're going to have all the dogmas that the narcissistic Machiavellians have, brainwashed them into. And that's a real thing. Because why the evil in the world so, to the extent that it is because the whole church has been completely brainwashed. They're not doing the work that they should be. If they were, we wouldn't have this. It's very simple. And it's so funny because even if they lifted the little pinky, we wouldn't have this. There's so many of these supposed, believers that even if they lifted the millimeter of their pinky, all this would go away. But they're so worthless, they won't do it. And you can't even explain it to them. You go, this is what the Bible says, this is what you say. You do not, match up with what the apostles were doing because you're not doing what they were saying. You're doing something different. They don't want to hear it. They're calling you a narcissist. Who are you? You're nobody. We got to listen to Thomas Aquinas. He was, a very important person. We're going to listen to Karl Marx. He's a very important person. Those are the narcissists. And then you're saying, no, the Bible and logic is something that humans can ascertain. You're a narcissist. Get out of here. That doesn't make any sense. But believe billions and billions and billions of people believe this. Almost everybody believes that. Like, oh my God, you can't be using. Who are you to think you can use logic and reason? I'm a human being. Oh, you're a narcissist. That's the opposite of narcissism. But they don't feel it.